There we go. Alright. You know how we start these fucking things. Roll call.
Ryan.
Kyle.
Mikey.
And Steven. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 23 of our Misty Fortune and Absent Hearts campaign as we continue our trek into the Tempter. When we last left the hometown heroes, our misplaced adventures from the Forgotten Realms, murder in the Fedatov Manor. After spending an evening waltzing, dining, dancing, and conversing with Lady Fedatov, the well-to-do noble outside the city of Orsnu, the party enjoyed a night of gallivanting in the finer bits of society of Barovia, with Alder beginning to make some headway in asking the lady of the house for aid in assisting Orsnu, with Strahd's taxes fastly approaching, taking most of the livestock, and a harsh winter upon the village. The food stores are running dangerously low, and the village finds itself in a precarious position, trying to survive yet another harsh winter. After having a meaningful conversation with the lady of the house, Lady Fedatov began to fall ill, stumbled, and needed to be escorted to her private salon. As the party regathered and began exploring some of the oddities of the house, a scream ripped through the manor as Lady Fedatov had assumedly been poisoned. As the party rushed out into the grand salon, other party members and guests, servants and house guards began to show signs of poisoning themselves, clutching at their throats, blood escaping from their lips, and falling prone, dying in various positions across the house. And with an ill-fated wind sweeping through the estates, the house began to change. Those surviving the ordeal found themselves changed, corpses risen with dark energy, men turning into vile monsters, a were-rat ripping through the skin of its host, as the manor descended into chaos, and our favorite adventuring party leapt into action. The fights were brutal, with the party beginning unarmed, for the most part, but with some excellent use of the Ring of Spell Storing, allowing Virgil to activate haste with some exceptional movements, and disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Oh, hi Tabbycat, thanks for being here, appreciate seeing you in the chat. With a disgusting use of haste, for massive movements and abilities, the party engaged in a brutal fight in the Grand Salon, showcasing some of their new abilities, calling forth some dark powers, and fighting the recently turned guests of the Fedatov Manor. Having succeeded, the party witnessed the carnage surrounding the manor, seeing the multiple bodies piled high in various corners, the guards and guests turning their weapons on each other and then themselves in various states of dismemberment. The large feasting room that the party had recently enjoyed a multi-course meal had been turned into a, for lack of a better word, an almost cannibal-esque dinner party, with former guests being stuffed, quite literally, on the very tables. The manor showed signs of years of aging and neglect. Moments ago, what was a pristine, beautiful manor which would have been the envy of any individual in Barovia, sans Lord Strahd himself, long may he reign, now is dilapidated, rotting, seemingly a cursed place. As the clouds move heavily over the manor, blocking out the strong presence of the moon, the party gathered their belongings, began to explore, with Virgil heading to go check on the young man Luca Costel, who they had originally brought to seek shelter and a new home outside of Orsnu, with Luca's father seemingly being taken down by Eugen Aldi, a cursed tax collector who had begun devouring both the livestock and villagers of Orsnu, and Alder and Jove checking in on Lady Fedatov to see if she truly had passed away, or if there's anything they could do. With Jove and Alder busting their way into the private salon of Lady Fedatov, her still lifeless body sprawled out on her davenport. A ghostly figure arose with a awful, terrible screech. Lady Fedatov rose in a ghostly form, seemingly confused and filled with anger. She commented that no one would steal her family's fortune, and that insinuating the party had been sent by Ivan von Radovich, the burgomaster of Orsnu, and heavily implied to be a former love interest to Lady Fedatov. Her ghostly form wailed, shaking the very souls of our adventurers, before drifting through the walls, heading out to her family's crypt and mausoleum deep within the hedge maze outside of the manor. As Jove and Alder began to investigate, Virgil exited the manor, exiting onto the small houses and livestock surrounding the estates. There, the same affliction of undeath arose in both the livestock hands and the livestock themselves, with the mean, ill-tempered bulls who were once filled with muscle and power, now skeletal, maniacal versions of themselves, and what remaining field hands were left trying to barge into a shed where Virgil was able to hear Luca crying, having boarded himself using his strong muscles to escape the carnage. Virgil attempted to sneak around the back to free Luca, but with a very good roll on my part, was spotted by the now undead field hands. The skeletal bulls ripped through their enclosure and began to put some heavy hits onto Virgil, choosing the latter part of valor by making a tactical withdrawal from the fights, began heading back into the manor. The party reuniting as these skeletal bulls, guided by the now undead field hands, began to make their assaults on the party. A brutal bit of combat with, I believe, Virgil going down from a devastating strike by one of the bulls. A natural 20 on my part. However, the party was swift, their power strong, and with a good use of a health potion, were able to fend off this latest incursion of undeath and secure Luca from the peril he found himself in. Slightly bloodied, albeit most of it not his own, Luca was safely escorted from the shed back into the manor, the party doing their best to shield him from the carnage of the manor, finding a bit of respite in the library, which seems to be the least affected room in the Fedatov Manor. The upstairs, dangerously decaying, the very grand salon showing signs of collapsing. The chandeliers in the grand ballroom hang precariously, only moments away from falling. The party decided that there was still much to do within the manor to investigate how all of this happened and how so suddenly this darkness and madness that has descended upon the Fedatov estate. We return back to our party, having taken a short rest, licking their wounds and barricading themselves in the library. The hundreds or so tomes piled high on these large bookshelves, seemingly resistant, or perhaps old tomes don't change all that much when they've been aged in such a way. We return back to our party member as they finish their short rest and decide where to head next into the manor. When they last spoke, there was some interest in perhaps the art gallery, where Job had noticed a strange delay in the reflection he saw in the various mirrors that housed also the many symbols, the different scions of House Fedatov. A locked door heading into Lady Fedatov's personal desk, and of course, the ever-present and looming crypt deep within the hedge maze outside of the estate, where the ghastly figure of Lady Fedatov has descended towards. I kick it on over to you, players, as you all finish spending hit die, regaining, licking your wounds, bandaging yourselves up, looking after Luca, and helping him calm himself from this ordeal. And of course, Alder, you regaining through arcane recovery and a cold grip on your hands, a icy cold, dainty hand that intertwines its fingers with yours. You feel the amber ring of your patron glow ever so slightly as you feel her gift you once again that power, and you are once again filled with that static amber power. Party, the floor is yours.
Well, I know we need to go to the hedge maze at some point. Maybe it does make sense to check out some of the other rooms in here. The art gallery in particular. If everything else has changed, be interested to see what it looks like now. And although there was also that room within the ladies' private getaway that could hold some more information to be uncovered.
Well, I also do think that we should maybe check out that room. Well, at the very least, this is our last chance to check it if we are gonna check it. Otherwise,
long
we're
as-
straight to the maze.
As long as Luke is safe, I'll follow you guys wherever.
Yeah, that's a good point. Luca.
Yeah?
It's gonna be dangerous. You know, where we're going, it's gonna be even more dangerous probably than what we dealt with before. Do you think you could be safe if we left you here in the library? Or do you want to try? The only other thing I could think of is somewhere out far away from here, but I don't know how much time we got.
I could hide. I'm not supposed to fight or hurt, and I could hide. And you see Luca goes over to one of those big armoires that held a ton of your guys' gear. You guys have kind of laid them out sideways onto the ground to protect him from some of the sights deeper in the manor. And you see he opens it and gets inside and shuts the door, and you hear from inside, "See? I can hide. I can hide really good." And he kind of opens the armoire, laying on his side, and kind of peeks out. "See?"
Yeah, you can you can hide, but you have to promise me that if something scary happens, that you don't scream.
Yeah.
Uh,
Only come out if one of us or someone that you know asks.
and,
Okay?
and he looks at both of you and nods completely up and down. Okay, you got it, friend. And puts a finger to his own mouth and then shuts the armoire again. And he is quiet as he hides within.
Okay, buddy, our password, you'll know it's us if we say nuance.
The armoire opens up. New
Oh,
on.
you don't have to say it. We'll say it to you, but don't come out if they don't say that word.
Oh, okay. And he shuts the armoire once again.
Well, maybe we finish looking through the lady's private study before going to the art gallery. What do you think about that, Alder?
Well, we could always give another look. I guess we did not go straight into his study, so yeah. I certainly wouldn't mind getting a little more information, personally. Plus, the mirror room isn't too far away. So I think we are headed that way then.
Excellent. So, audience, come here with me. Let's point this out. And of course, party, as always. We'll switch on over to our maps. So, our party has been taking refuge here in number 4, the library of the Fidatov Estates. They are heading over here to number 11, which is a large study with various windows surrounding all estates to Lady Fidatov's private study. As you go to the doors, do you want to head in through the salon or the through Lady Fidatov's private salon or through the grand salon? Both will lead you into the same room, but for my sake, which door would you like to use?
We're in 4. Yeah, we're in 4. I say we just go from the from 6, right?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, absolutely. You head across. As you guys enter into 6, the grand ballroom, which only really, an hour ago was filled with music and dancing, and quite frankly, party, you nailed it on the dancing. Not having to do the fast, seductive, and complicated dance of the Vistani, the Prastonata, that only Alder, with some help from a very accomplished dancer herself, was able to complete successfully. You guys nailed the ballroom dancing. You got to spend your private moments each with Lady Fidatov. Is now ruined. The windows leading out to the terrace that look over the hedge maze are broken and shattered. You can see corpses half hang out through there as if their bodies were used to break it open. The beautiful glass chandeliers are seemingly aged the better part of years, decaying, threadbare. And as the three of you walk through this, can I have all of you guys give me a dexterity saving throw? Jove, you may do so with advantage.
Dex save. Okay.
Uh, 11.
Would I still be under effects of liquid courage, by the way?
I'll say it was supposed to last an hour. With the short rest, the fights, I'll say, you no longer have liquid courage. You're sober at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
11. Okay.
Ring of evasion.
Heard.
I got 9.
9?
With advantage.
All right. Alder, your ring of evasion. The chandeliers come crashing down, and as they strike into the ground, they shatter into millions of once beautiful crystal pieces. You see this coming, and you feel that ring of evasion. You activate it, and there's almost that kind of like instantaneous transmission, that after image glow as you pew, just move just maybe a foot or two. Less powerful than like a Misty step, but just enough to get you out of danger. However, Jove and Virgil, you are cut with the shattering of these chandeliers. You both will take 5 points of piercing damage as the crystal shatters around you, and you're not quite able to get out of the way without the magical assistance that Alder has on his side. And as they shatter and echo throughout the house, you're once again now met with silence. When you first exited the manor, looking for Luca, checking in on Lady Fedatov, you could hear the sounds of slaughter ringing out through the manor as guests and house members turned on one another, but now the house has fallen eerily silent. The sound of these chandeliers falling makes your whole body jump back as it shatters the silence. However, with your passive perceptions, what you don't hear is a peep from Luca. Even with the large rocking sound of these chandeliers shattering, only silence responds. Moving past, you head into room number 10, into the private salon of Lady Fedatov. Going through, heading towards 11, you see that it is another immense door, sturdy even with the clear signs of aging. However, you do see that some of the hinges seem to have decayed slightly. Who's leading this who's leading the way?
I can, but I mean, y'all know where you're trying to go. You've done more exploring than I have.
Yeah, I figured Jove would have his hand axe ready, knowing that he's probably going to have to fuck up another door here.
And you are well prepared, Joe, because as you go to turn the handle, of course, the lady's private study is locked. So if you would like to use that strength once more, go ahead and give me an athletics check to force the door open.
Can I help?
You may indeed. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Jove.
Nice. That is going to be a 25.
25. Jove, you nailed it on the first door, and now with Virgil putting some pressure on the top hinges, you sink the hand axe right into where the lock is, push your fist into it, and the door swings wide. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check as you look into the study.
Passive 12.
12.
Passive 13.
Nat 20 for a 19.
At 20 for a 19. Looking through, you can see that, like the rest of the manor, it shows clear signs of age and decay. You can see that there is a large what once was a beautiful desk, now showing signs of decay, that sits kind of where that blue squiggly line is. With beautiful views out through the windows, you can see a similar kind of private nook with like long recliner kind of davenports in that back corner area, almost mirroring, with the small bookshelves in there with mostly what seems to be rotted ledgers and the likes. Um, However, I'll say, Virgil, with your nat 20 turning into a 19 with your scores, you can see that the desk, while many of the papers and ledgers and whatever the lady of the house was working on before seem mostly rotted, you can see that there's definitely a locked drawer in the desk that seems to have been less affected compared to everything else. It still has a bit of shine to it and seems to still be actually effective. Looking around the rest of the room with that roll, clearly this is where the lady of the house did most of the financial business, took care of the actual ledgers and running the house. It's less about the form in here, much more about the function. And having spent time in Waterdeep and with some of the more well-to-do folks of the Forgotten Realms, this is a business room through and through. All business, no play. But you do see that the desk still does have a functioning lock on it.
Okay. Does this lock, does it look like just a typical lock, or does it seem like it is arcane in any way?
Why don't you roll me that Arcana check there, wizard?
Uh-huh. Well, how about I do? For Arcana, that is gonna be a 21.
21. Um, Looking at it, checking, it does look to be a finely made lock. Definitely require a good use of thieves' tools to get it open. You don't spot any arcane runes or glyphs. You feel pretty confident that it is non-magical, but go ahead and follow that up since you rolled so high on the Arcana with an investigation check, Alder.
The other thing I'm good at. For investigation, that's a 26.
You can see that while it lacks any sort of magical means, you've spent time rummaging through people's personal effects, going into places you're not supposed to, and you can see that inside that lock is a primed poison needle trap. Something you're very familiar with. Still primed, still ready to go, and that someone unaware would likely fall victim to this trap. So, while it is not magically trapped, it is classically trapped.
Now, in Waterdeep, people always talk about how rogues are really good at disarming traps, and I don't understand why we don't just activate the trap but get out of the way.
Well, usually it happens so fast you don't usually got time. Or
Well, I
you
don't mean
don't
like
even
stand in front
recognize
of it and move. I mean just like be off to the side and trigger it.
Well, a
Yeah,
lot
like
of the
I'm assuming it doesn't self reprime.
well, most of the time when it's going off, you also don't know the trap is there. That's why it's
Well, no, I'm saying once you know it's there. A lot of people are like, "Oh, get the row. We gotta disarm it," and I'm like, or if it's just a simple needle coming out, don't stand in front of it.
who's got a 10-foot pole?
Well, let me check my bag. Nope.
Well, if it's trapped, there's probably something pretty important in there.
almost assuredly. I mean, if you don't want to deal with the needle, could always just bust it open, right, Virgil? though you run the risk of damaging what's inside.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just bust it open with some of your new magics that you got from a distance?
I'm
I
assuming you
guess-
don't know how to knock.
I do not, personally. However, we could try and blast it. I could also try finagling with the thieves' tools. Be careful of the needle, but, well, we'll see.
And I'll put the technical knowledge into this one. You could make a dexterity check to disarm the trap before attempting the thieves' tools.
Okay. To disarm the trap, would that also take thieves' tools, or is that just a straight check?
That's a dexterity check. Does not require thieves' tools. It's pretty basic on there, but to unlock the actual lock will require thieves' tools.
All right.
Well, look, my people, we're pretty hardy against this whole poison thing anyway, so I might not be able to finagle the lock open, but maybe I can fuck with this little pinprick and maybe get it out of the way for you.
If you want to disarm it, be my guest.
Yeah, Joe, do you want to give me a dexterity check to try to disarm the poison needle trap?
I sure do.
Go ahead and give me that dexterity check. And do so, since you guys have successfully spotted it, and you've got your companions on your side. Go ahead and do so with advantage.
Yeah.
That's a crit fail.
But catchphrase, let's hear it for the folks in the back.
That's a 13 there, Captain.
13. 13 meets beats.
I love it.
You finagle with it a little bit, poke and prod with as you will, and it goes, and you see the poison needle darts out right where your hands would be for somebody unaware. Would have stabbed you right in the hand, Jove. But you're able to see it, and just like the thin needle from the first Sherlock Holmes film with Robert Downey Jr., in that opening scene, you take kind of your hand axe and break it right off as the glass needle breaks and falls to the ground. The trap is successfully disarmed. Now is
We
simply
solved your trapped lock puzzle.
you goons! How dare you? Thanks, Brendan Lee Mulligan. That's all you, baby. But yes,
Alright.
trap disabled, and now the lock. Alder, would you like to give me that thieves' tools check? It's gonna be
I suppose I'm the only one who knows how to use these, and yes, I will.
it's gonna be your dexterity, and I know you are proficient with thieves' tools because of your background. So go ahead and add your proficiency bonus to it.
Sweet. That's for a 12.
A 12. You press into it, but you can't quite get it to tumble over. Go ahead and give it another shot, but you are in risk of damaging your thieves' tools.
I'll give it one more go. That, unfortunately, is a 9.
You get your tools in there, and as you go to turn, you feel confident that you've got the tumbler set in place, and pink! And Alder pulls back, and you see he's got half of his thieves' tools in both hands, as the other halves are now lodged into the lock.
Yeah, it's been a bit since I did that one. Well, if you guys want to try and bust it open, be my guest. Sorry about that one, fellas.
You want the honors there, Virgil?
From the top rope.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Alright, I will say for this one, you try this. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to give enough force to break into this, but not so much that you damage whatever on the inside.
Um, athletics is 21.
21. Uh, how do you want to do this? What are you using to break into Lady Fedatov's desk?
Uh, kind of like a judo chop, but as I'm bringing down the elbow, I'm just like stopping perfectly so that it like completely destroys the thing, but like only enough so that it breaks the casing, but doesn't like pierce through and destroy everything inside.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like a controlled people's elbow.
Yeah, beat me to it. So I was just about to say, gives the desk the people's elbow, the Minotaur's elbow from the top rope, and with precision and control, you shatter the part, and you can see it, and it drops low, still kind of hanging on to its like track where it slides, but damaging the lock enough to where you can just brute force and pull the whole thing out. And as you pull the kind of the desk open, you can see there is a wooden box in there that certainly would have been damaged had you just destroyed right through there. And you see what appears to be a personal journal of Lady Fedatov. It is. Definitely shows some signs of aging, but is older as the lover of books that you are. It is a fine kind of leather-bound journal. It's got the gold stitching in it. It says, Fedatov, and has kind of this symbol on it as well that you assume is kind of the Fedatov's family crest. Looks kind of like a hedge maze with a gold coin on it, a gold raven, I should say. But they are all intact.
So it's multiple coins, like a collection of them.
The sigil for House Fedatov is their kind of iconic hedge maze, and then where you would assume the mausoleum or crypt would be is a gold raven, and that is the symbol of House Fedatov. That is stitched into the cover of this journal. And then there is a sizable wooden box next to it. The rest, you could see like quill and ink, some other, a letter opener, a gilded letter opener at that. You can tell it's probably just gilded. Doesn't have like any gems or anything attached to it, but some basic, we'll say, office supplies. But the two that stick out are the journal and the wooden box.
Well then. Alder would love to take a look through this journal right now.
Why don't we go ahead and switch over to our lore page,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll post this. Let me just make sure I've got it formatted right as I go from one pot to the other. All right, help me out here. Okay, let me put some spaces in here to help break this up. Get that here. Sorry, audience, that you have to see me format this like it's a Microsoft Documents. A space there, and then
This is what it looks like in my mind as my keen mind is taking effect. I am like creating documents and PDFs.
storing them in there.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Right
There
there.
he is.
While you're kind of going through this, Alder, it is one part finances, and you can see that the Fedatov Estates is very well off financially. between your number runnings in kind of your days with the Zenitrim and having been the roguish figure you've been your whole life, you can see that a lot of this is very much personal finances and the likes, confirming the kind of the wealth that this place has. However, you also find personal entries and journals, and they only seem to go up to a certain point and then stop. Many of the pages are still left blank, as if this hadn't been finished completely. But in there, we'll read together three kind of entries that catch your eye. Um, the time has come to break things off with Ivan. He has been an enjoyable plaything, but he grows increasingly insistent that we should marry. He believes himself irresistible, that I am in love and therefore stupid. But I play the game far better than he realizes. To think that I would ever give over not just my fortune, but my dominion over my lands, over my very life, to a man? The idea sickens me. The next entry. The servants tell me that he has been roaming the manor at nights, looking in the library for clues to where the vaults might be hidden. Such foolishness. My father was no fool, and neither is his daughter. There is no vaults, because my ancestors stand eternal guard over the treasure. Only the personal seal of the greatest scion of our family, the seventh son of the seventh son of Elation of Vidatov, can open the way and disable the wards. Well, the second greatest scion of our family, after me, of course. And the final entry, before the journaling stops. Ivan was never going to get what he wanted, but he's still going to be upset when I end our dalliance. I shall tell him tonight and send him on his way quietly. I don't want him to make a scene at my party next week, and besides, perhaps there will be a new suitor or two to consider. And the journal entries abruptly end after this, this final entry. The rest of the pages are left blank and... Alder, go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage using your keen mind.
With advantage, you said?
Uh-huh.
That saved it from a crit fail to a 10.
To a 10? Yeah, looking through, these seem to be more the most recent entries. However, you can't help but to find it odd that there's no mention of any correspondence with Kostel Barbu, Luca's father. No mention of Eugen or any of the other events that have transpired. These seem older than you would have anticipated. There's no mention of sending out said ring or strangeness in the manor. Instead, it speaks of Ivan and then simply stops.
Interesting. This doesn't seem like a recent journal by any means. I mean, it belonged to the lady of the house, but mostly going on about her and Ivan, Burgomaster. But interesting enough, though, she does mention that there's no vault out there roaming the manor for us to find, but that we do need. Let's see here. Something about needing the personal seal of the greatest scion of our family, the seventh son of the seventh son of Elation Fedatov.
When I was dancing with the lady, she had mentioned something about how each of them get their own sigil or seal or what have you. And if memory serves, I believe she was saying that that's what was placed up in the art gallery next door. Maybe if we can identify who this seventh son or whatever, peel it off the wall or something, that could maybe come in useful.
I think so. We gotta head back on over there.
And go ahead, everybody, roll me an insight check as you think about the sigils and the scions and your time spent here in the manor.
6.
5.
15.
15, Alder, with your keen minds, you remember as you remember the book that Lady Fedatov was reading when you first met her, when you stumbled into the library and had your first conversation. The one that held the scroll of mass cure wounds was a book about the history of the Fedatov family. And while you didn't do a deep read on it, that book certainly might have the information on the different scions. You can think of various symbols that you saw in their different sigils for the different scions. You didn't do a deep dive because the spell scroll is what you were looking for, but with your keen mind, your good insights, you feel supremely confident that you might be able to pinpoint which one it is through that book.
Well, fellas, I gotta head back to that library. I remember there is a book in there that the lady of the house had, going over all the former members and sigils and such. I didn't take a meaningful glance at it, but I know where to find it.
Well, hell yeah, let's go back and get that.
You exit out of the private study, and Alder, you retrace your steps in your mind, and no rolls necessary with your keen mind. You find exactly the book, and it definitely the pages seem a little more yellowed than when you first picked it up. It shows a level of like dust on it that it shouldn't have, considering you held it only a few hours ago. But you open up through it and you can see that it does catalog all of the different sigils. You search through looking for Velation Fedatov's, the seventh son, and you find the sigil. It is 7 ravens with eyes of gold is the personal sigil.
And if there is also if there is a photo or anything in there, Alder would also point that out and show it to each of his party members.
Yes, there is an illustration of each sigil, who earned it, their feats that they had for the manor, the wealth that they put in, or the negotiations they achieved. Like it's like a yearbook of the Fedatov's greatest hits. So you show that in Jove and Virgil. You see that it is that same symbol of 7 ravens with eyes of gold for the 7th son of the 7th son.
Well, now that we got a little more information, let's go take a look at that art gallery one more time. Then we can take on out of here.
Let's do it.
So we head on over.
Absolutely. Bring up the map. Hey, chat. So, they have left the private study, room number 10, came back to the library, number 4, retrieved the information needed, and now head to number 12. Can I get a marching order for this?
Wherever you put me, you're kind of leading the way, but if you want me to go first, I could do that.
Let's just do Jove, Alder, Virgil, because if not,
Yeah.
Jove's just going to be looking into the back of Virgil the whole way. He likes to have a little bit of sightline.
That's fair.
Alright, so it's, so what's the order? Sorry, spaced out for a second.
Jove, Alder, Virgil.
Absolutely. You return, with Jove leading the way, you return back to the art gallery. You see the long hallway is lined with oil portraits of the various men and women who have led the Fedatov family over its many generations. You see, once again, the floor-to-ceiling mirrors. There are 5 of them, 2 on the north side of the room, 2 on the south side of the room, and 1 at the very end of the hall. You can see that there are the glass display cases holding various arts and, of course, the personal crests of each of the scions of the family. As you enter the room once again, reality seems to ripple and shift, and the room appears to be much larger than it previously was. No longer just the illusion of the room being bigger, using the mirrors to kind of stretch out the room. You feel almost, think like your classic haunted manor, where the room stretches. And what was before probably a room that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 30 feet long, now stretches to almost, you gotta guess, 60 feet or so, maybe a little farther. It's an unnerving experience. Go ahead and everybody give me a perception check as you enter into the room and begin looking for this 7 ravens with golden eyes.
Passive 14.
Passive
Yeah,
14.
passive 13.
A normal 20.
Normal 20. Older, you begin looking. Joe, Virgil, you're assisting, and about 50 or so feet the room towards the very back end, next to the large mirror at the very end of the hallway. You see the sigil. It is basically placed almost on what looks like about the size of a round shield. You gotta guess it's probably 3 feet in diameter. And it has a beautifully painted scene of those 7 black ravens all together. I believe an unkindness of ravens is what it's called, because it's a murder of crows and unkindness of ravens. All together with those beautiful gold eyes, and each gold eye is a gold raven. Think very like Greek, put the dogmas over the eyes in death, all peering out behind a glass case. And you can pass by. Alder, I'll say with yours that there are 13 of these symbols down the hall. You think to yourself that had you not read the book that you would have had to guess out of 13 different options, but here at the very end, you find what you are looking for.
Beautiful. So, with these, so at this very last one, then, is there anything that it looks like a crest or something we can grab? Is there something like a shield or something, something like an object that can be taken?
Yeah, the symbol itself is painted on like a shield, like circular like painting. It's behind the glass. If you open the glass, you can just take this sigil with you.
Okay. Alder then will, yeah, I'll say, well, seems to be what we're looking for. Quite a bit to carry, but I'll go ahead and grab it. And yeah, I assume Alder would just take it.
Yeah, you open the glass case. It's not locked. It's just simply placed over to protect it from the elements, dust, and all that likes. And you get the glass off and pick up, and it really is almost just kind of painted over a beautiful circular piece of metal. It doesn't have like the straps that you would use it for a shield, but I mean, if you added some straps to it, it certainly could function as one. And as you place the sigil into your hands, you look into that tall mirror, Alder, and you see it shimmer and ripple. And a tall figure steps through the mirror from the other side. It appears to be made of body parts stitched together from a variety of other creatures. A hideous monster of stolen flesh, like Frankenstein made out of who knows what. You see bits of fur, bits of scale, bits of human flesh. The face itself seems to have 5 or 6 people, each making a singular point, almost like a patchwork clock, where each slice of these 6, the eyes are different colored, the mouth doesn't match up, the stitches almost rip open to reveal furthermore teeth, some jagged and sharp like a predator's, other mismatched and broken like the foul-mouthed guards of Ivan Randovich. And as it bursts through, it lets out a Can I have everybody roll initiative?
Alright, time to bust out the spell book.
Switch on over.
Not a bad roll.
There we
Audience, for
go.
those of us who are more new to D&D, when we initiate combat, we roll what's called the initiative roll. Tells us who goes in what round in combat. The higher you roll, the faster you move. If you tab cat. Alright. Ah, I see. Thanks, Past Dom. You're the best. 17, 13, 16. Not bad rolls, gentle party. However, Virgil, what's your dexterity?
You know I'm a vampire.
Yes, but I don't like...
They're all 16.
They are indeed all 16. Alright, so that's plus 3. Heard.
Some Twilight, they're like, you know what I am. Say it.
That is the right person for that one. Plus 1 to you. Alright, let's go. Yes. 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 Okay. To set the scene for us, the art gallery hall has stretched out since your last time in it. The mirrors, the displays, everything just seems longer than it should be, and that kind of, like I described, haunted mansion style. There are 5 mirrors that are 2 on the south wall, 2 on the north wall, and then here on the east wall at the very end next to you, Alder, is the final mirror, which this awful stolen fleshed creature has stepped out from. Each mirror is floor to ceiling. I'd say they're about... they were 10 feet across when you first enter, but now they're probably close to 20 feet across, with about 10 feet in between each mirror. On the sides, there are various art pieces and galleries, but the room is left decidedly open with all the art pieces onto the sides of the room so people can move about freely. You have Alder at the end of the hallway. Alder, you are right next to this creature as it steps out as you pull the sigil from its case, with then Jove and Virgil. We'll say, just since you guys were working in order to stretch this out, Virgil, you're 20 feet away. Jove, you're 10 feet away. And then Alder, you are right next to this hulking monstrosity. It is large, takes a 10 by 10 room. It is taller than Virgil by a solid 2 feet. And it is equally wide as it is tall. It is misshapen with hideous, terrible, malformed arms. And it all... You can't help but remind you of your time in the Falinsenu Manor and what happened to Lucian Falinsenu, having been stitched together in experimented on by his wife Glovia Falinsenu, the necromancer. Um, any questions now that the stage is set?
There's just the one baddie.
Yes, just the one
Okay.
baddie as it steps out. And you know what? This battle music is a little too uplifting for my taste. It needs to be darker. Let's go.
It needs to be dark.
That's more in line. Sorry, Chad. I'm very particular about the music. I can't be too happy or too powerful. It needs to all be dark and depressing all the time. At least for this campaign. So, we go to the top of initiative with Jove. Jove, you watch as Older pulls the sigil and this monstrosity almost grips the sides of the mirror, and that slight delay in your reflection from earlier, you can almost see parts of yourself in this reflection, as if it has taken some of your strongest features. You see its powerful shoulders almost ripple, and there's bits of fur that begin to poke out from the stitches in this, as if it's taken parts of the worst parts of your transformation and pulled it into itself. But it has not yet acted, as its whole focus turns to Alder with the sigil in his hands.
Yeah, seeing that his boy is up there and gonna be in a bad way, Jove will charge forward with the Electrum Spear in hand and the Whip of Warning in the offhand. Use the attack action for 2 attacks. He's not gonna do Reckless this time. Just regular roll attacks. Ooh, that's a catchphrase, Captain.
For those of us who don't know, Jove is playing a halfling. When halflings roll a 1, which is the lowest roll you can have on the dice, that's called a crit fail. But since he's a halfling, they're incredibly lucky and they get to re-roll crit fails. So he has to roll a crit fail twice to actually get the crit fail.
And that gave me a 22 to hit.
A 22 to hit? Absolutely.
And then that's a max damage for 9 piercing.
9 piercing.
The second of the attack action. That's going to be an 11.
11, gotcha.
To hit, I should say.
That does not hit. 11 will not do.
And then he'll use his bonus action to do the offhand attack with the whip. And that is a 21.
A 21. 21 does hit.
That will be for 1 slashing. And it has its movement reduced by 10.
Heard. Jove. As you strike against this creature, go ahead and give me an insight check as you use your combination of spear and whip. And you feel your strikes land, especially your first one, with great effect.
Insight is going to be a 16.
A 16. As you strike, you don't feel the puncture of flesh. It feels wrong. You're not sure what it is, but there's not that kind of... You've stabbed and struck many things, whether it be dead flesh or monsters, other humanoids. You're no stranger to fighting, but as you strike this, it doesn't feel like flesh. It feels almost like, and I'll say with the 16, almost like a construct. And as you pull back your weapons, expecting to see some sort of damage on this creature, it looks completely unfazed by your strikes. And you begin to look towards the mirror. We'll come back to that on your next turn. Older.
sorry, I was muted there. Okay, so it is right on me. How, real quick too, how big and fragile is this sigil that I'm holding here?
It's a solid piece of metal. You know, if you put some time into destroying it, like you could do some damage to it, but it's, you know, it's a hefty piece. You know, it'd be much easier for Jove or Virgil to carry it. So, since you're not particularly a physically strong person in the normal sense, but it's not like made out of glass or fine tapestries. It is hammered and painted, and you can see that the golden eyes on these are literally 7 gold ravens that have been imbued into this piece of metal.
Gotcha.
So I'd say compared to like books or tapestries, very hardy. Compared to an actual shield, you know, it would only take somebody like Virgil or Jove a couple hits to completely destroy this thing.
Okay, gotcha. My question then would be, if I Misty stepped with this, would it go with me?
You are holding it, so anything that is being worn or carried by you goes with you. So yes, if you chose to Misty Step, you would take the sigil with you as well.
Absolutely. Seeing this thing tower over him as it steps almost through that mirror, Alder almost goes into like fight or flight as that amber kind of like completely covers over him as he's like kind of surrounded in that light. But as it does, it almost like fades away, as if it's being like taken and being pulled like a tissue as he moves 30 feet back away from this thing with the Misty Step.
Alder, you go to move and you feel that stretch and that burn, but something pulls back on you as you feel your spell fizzle out. And something in this room, go ahead and roll me an insight.
Mm-hmm. Insight, that is a 15.
15 is exactly what you needed. Something in this room has just cast counterspell on you. As you go to teleport back, and you find yourself, for a moment, you move back that 30 feet. You feel that smile spread across your face as you are pulled back into your original spot next to the golem.
And he'll call out, "Watch out! There's a caster in here somewhere." Yeah, now that this guy's still in his face, and he's right there, I'm gonna say since he's right nearby, would I be able to still behold this thing, but also reach out my hand for the shocking grasp?
You certainly would.
Cool, I will go ahead and do that. So I will make a spell attack. That's for a 21.
21 hits.
Perfect. Oh wait, that's 2d8 now, right? Yes. Okay, so that is 10 lightning damage, and no longer able to take reactions. As Alder then will grab the sigil here, and I don't know if it hinders movement, but he will begin heading in the opposite direction. The normal way this time.
Yeah, you run the 30 feet back, and as that amber lightning streaks across, you expect to smell the scorched flesh that you have smelled when you have cast this on other creatures, both alive and dead. However, you see it arcs around this creature, and then the stitches of it almost seem to absorb your amber lightning. And you see a bit of that amber lightning dash between the eyes, like the Flash in the CW universe.
Mm-hmm.
And while it seems to almost drink in this energy, it does allow you to move without provoking opportunity attack, since you did hit correctly. You're able to get out of the way, but it looks pristine currently. Disgusting, stitched together, horrifying. And as you move away, Alder, you can see that around the hands, you can see red skin stitched together and patched into it, mirroring the same exact shade of your hands.
Oh. Oh, okay. Don't love that. Okay. But yeah, that's all for Alder.
Absolutely. That brings us to the big boy himself. You've moved out of the way, which means, Jove, you are the closest to this creature. As it goes to you and takes both of these now Genasi red hands and brings them down onto you. It's going to make 2 attacks. First one, that's not going to do. I already know that's not going to do. It's only an 8. The second strike, that's a 24.
That will hit.
Jove, you take 11. You take 15 points of slashing damage. And Jove, as this hand goes down, you're expecting the thud of a brute force strike, like a giant fist, much like Lucian back in the Valenescu Manor. But instead, you feel thousands of small cuts streak across your body, like 1,000 serrated blades clawing through you. It should have been a bludgeoning hit. And I'll say, go ahead and give me an insight check, Jove, as this creature slashes you.
A 7.
A 7? That's weird, but doesn't matter how weird it is, you have to keep fighting this thing. You have to stop it from hurting you and your party members. So while a weird moment and certainly painful, the pain simply focuses you on your need to fight. That is its turn, because it has its movement slowed by you, Jove. As it engages, we'll drop down now to Virgil.
Weapon check. Is it holding any weapons?
It is not.
Got my hands.
These hands.
Rated E for everybody.
Then, in that case, I will charge in and go with my silvered war pick.
Go for it.
Uh, 17.
That'll hit.
And then I will use I guess I'll use a maneuvering strike on Jove, because Alder already made distance, so I say get in position. We're gonna take this buddy down. And that is a bunch of damage. Oh, 18 silver piercing.
18 silvered piercing. You got it.
And I'll use my reaction and use my movement to can I get like closer to the mirror?
Yeah, you could absolutely. Since it's moved 10 feet to get to you, Jove, you could get around it and get towards the mirror if you'd like. You've got 35, so. And you're only, let's see, because Falder's side of the town. Yeah, you've got plenty of movement, and I don't believe this provokes attack of opportunity, correct, Virgil?
Correct. The maneuvering strike makes it so that the big golem thing cannot opportunity attack.
Yeah, Jove, you can absolutely head towards that mirror, and go ahead and give me an insight check as you head towards the mirror.
That's a 19.
A 19. Jove, as you head towards the mirror, you get a good look at this creature and yourself through the mirror, and you see that while you're looking at it, it appears to be made of flesh, and you can now see that the part of the face is now twisting, and you can see black fur beginning to grow out in the same style of Virgil, as it seems to take on part of his appearance. But when you look into the mirror, you don't see a fleshy monster. Instead, you see what you can only describe as a golem constructed of hundreds of tiny interlocking mirrors. And it dawns on you that this is not a creature of flesh and blood, but of various sharp animated mirrors, a construct of some sort of magic. And you can see that no damage has been done to it. But with your good insight check, you can see that there are weaknesses across it, hidden by its fleshy appearance, but through the mirror, you can see it certainly does have weak points that you could aim for on your next strike to see if you could get some damage on it. And I'll say with your 19, you can tell that all three of your, both your companions and yourself's attacks have not put a single bit of damage on this. It has been largely immune to your current damage.
Good to know.
Indeed.
Hey, do you want to call some of that out?
Yeah, Jove will just, I guess as he's doing that, yell, look at the mirror, see the weak spots.
Do we have good angles right now? I don't know where all the mirrors are.
For this one, for where you're at, go ahead. The module requires you to make an insight check, Virgil.
That's not good. 6.
6. The way it's blocked off, you don't have a great angle on it from these mirrors. However, I will say that if you avert your eyes to this illusion and attack with disadvantage, you might be able to strike it correctly. I know it sounds weird on this one, but roll with me on it. If you avert your eyes and strike with disadvantage, you could hit at the construct and not the fleshy illusion that is using to hide itself.
Interesting.
So I believe
Yeah,
you.
I'll do that.
All right. Go ahead and make another strike, but with disadvantage.
10.
10. You strike through and you can feel, and it makes that scraping noise. And Jove, you can see that Virgil's strike strikes hundreds of these interlocking little mirrors, missing one of the weak points. You can see there are lines across its body, places where the mirrors are held kind of together in these strange, seemingly arcane locks. And Virgil's strike misses it not by much, you would argue, but you can see it streak across it, not leaving any damage.
I will get on the side of it that is towards the mirrors, or the mirror that would be closest to me, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to attempt to shove it.
You want to shove it into the mirror?
No, away from the mirror.
Away from the mirror. You got it. Contested strength check?
Strength save.
Strength save. Okay. Do I have strength saves on you, boy? Yeah, boy. No, just a solid regular stat. All right, let's see if I got it. That is going to be a 13.
13 fails. So he gets pushed 10 feet away from me.
Absolutely.
So 10 feet away from the mirror.
All right. Anything else from you?
Use whatever movement I have left, which... So I use 20 to get to him, right?
Indeed. So you still have, I believe, 10 left?
Yeah, so I'll go 10 feet towards the mirror. I don't know how far away it is.
From you, since you moved the 20 feet, you're 10 feet away from it. And I assume you're talking about the mirror at the very end of the hall that it stepped out of?
Whatever I would get the best angle on seeing the thing.
Yeah, that would give you the best angle to see it. And as you're walking towards that mirror, go ahead and give me that insight check again.
10.
10. Um, you can see parts of the kind of interlocking mirrors on it. You can see that this form truly is not its real form when you look at it with your own eyes. But through the mirror, you can see bits and pieces. You don't see the weak points that Jove is alluding to, but you can definitely see that it is wearing this illusion of flesh over it. And with that, we move to the bottom of initiative. At the bottom of initiative, Alder, you see one of these sigils rip from its glass case and hurtle towards you with lethal speed. That's only a 6 as it and streaks past you, going above your head, and lodges into the wall behind you.
Oh.
We go back to the top with Jove.
So have I like broken the illusion now, or do I still have to like look through the mirror to see the weak spots?
You would need to. There's two ways you can go about it. You can either use your help action to aid someone while you watch the mirror to guide their strike. To look through the mirror and to try to make the strike is very difficult, no matter how you kind of angle your body. Or you can try to attack with disadvantage to avert your eyes and try to remember where the spots are. But it seems built in that you have to make the choice one way or another, either to assist someone in making that one or attack with disadvantage if you want to hit for the weak points.
Gotcha. Then Jove will look over to Virgil and say, I can see the weak spots, and I'll yell out to you on where to hit, okay?
Sure.
Jove, go ahead and make that wisdom check.
Nice. That is a 19 again.
Yeah, you now that you know what you're looking for, you know exactly where to guide Virgil's strike, and you can see the obvious weak points like the neck, the joints, places that a normal creature would be infected with huge damage or actually heavily almost armored against. They're in odd places. Like the back in one area, right on the inside of a leg, places where you typically wouldn't aim or would be difficult to hit normally, but you're able to see the places where it is holding its form together, almost like mirror-like chains that wrap around it to hold all these pieces together.
Hell yeah.
Which would drop us down to Alder.
Okay. From where I am. Right. This is a tough one. About how far am I even from like the entrance into the art gallery at this point? Because I know you said things seem to kind of be expanding.
You are 30 feet away from the entrance.
30 feet away from the entrance. Okay. And I could... Yeah, and I've got long range spells. I will go ahead and use the extra 30, or use my movement speed to get right to the entrance there.
Absolutely. You move unimpeded.
And with that, then he will put down the sigil there, and we'll try to Eldritch Blast this thing with his eyes closed.
Go ahead and roll me 2 attacks with disadvantage for the Eldritch Blast.
All right. Actually, as he does that too, we will use a bonus action as he will harness that newfound power inside of him as he again kind of calls out and reaches for the power of the evening glory. This time, fully embracing it as he takes that amber light and skeletal kind of form. As we will cast Form of Dread here with our bonus action.
Form of Dread, all right.
Mhm.
Do I need to make a saving throw?
Not yet, only if you are hit here.
All right.
But real quick, I do need to roll. It is a 1d10 plus my warlock level. So I get 7 temp HP here.
Nice. And we'll say from across the room, a static amber light begins to emanate. It shines through Alder's body, and very much like we've described earlier, that being able to see your bones through like a flashlight, like heavy amber light piercing through to where the red is removed from Alder's skin. It is all amber, and only his skeletal form is visual. A veil of darkness goes over, and almost like the father and son Kamehameha from the Cell Games arc, you can see behind him, like a JoJo stand almost, the skeletal visage of a woman in a black wedding dress. Almost hangs over, like Rika over Yuta for us Jujutsu Kaisen fans, as the hands reach down and clasp over Alder's heart as it hangs on, these two skeletons intertwined.
I won't say anything for spoilers, but I appreciate this reference.
You're very welcome.
You know? Thank you. All right, I'll go ahead and make 2 attacks with disadvantage here. Let's see. That is a normal 20 for the first strike.
Hit.
Or actually a 19. I'm sorry, that's a 19.
Still hit.
Still hits. Beautiful. And then only a 10 on the second one.
Miss. Go ahead and roll damage for the first one as you put your hands forward. You fire both shots, one kind of going wide, smashing into one of the glass holding some of these sigils. The second one, you can feel a cold hand move your arm up just ever so slightly and assist the guidance as this amber light streaks across and strikes.
Beautiful. And that is max damage for 10 force right there. And I do need it to make a wisdom saving.
Against being frightened?
Indeed.
So, you feel that energy arc across, and as it strikes Jove, as you watch the mirrors, you can see that force damage shatters dozens of these small mirror-like constructs as it takes 20 points of force damage.
Yeah, baby.
However, you feel that amber energy grip into the creature, and you force that dread forward. But it is immune to fear.
That's fair. It is a construct, but
Indeed,
I
it is
thought
not
I
a
would
flesh
try.
creature. Hey,
I thought I'd try, and also I wanted that temp HP, so I ain't mad.
totally understand, absolutely. But yes, 20 points in. You can see those of you kind of looking at it and seeing the illusion. There is the illusion of like blood falling and hitting the ground, but Jove, you can see what is truly happening as bits of these mirrors are falling as a heavy strike is done to this construct of mirrors. Anything else from you, Alder?
That is all for him.
Sure thing. You got it. We move down to it is Sid Zagul turn. Well, yeah, Alder did not like that, so it begins heading towards Alder, towards the source of that heavy strike.
I'm gonna take an opportunity attack.
As I thought you would.
No.
No. It moves and it's going to. Actually, what I got here? Oh. It is going to move 40 feet, just outside of range from you, Alder. It's about, since you're the full 60, so it's about 10 feet away. It picks up one of the sigils and throws it at you as hard as it fucking can.
I just realized I couldn't do that opportunity attack anyways because I was, 20 feet away from it?
It's fine. Thank you for the honesty, though. Okay. Alder, will a 14 do?
Meets does beat.
All right. You take. You'll take 11 points bludgeoning damage. Is like almost like an Olympic discus. Woo. It picks up 2 of these sigils and throws. Foom, foom. The first one was below a 10, which I know doesn't hit. But the second one, you duck the first one, but the second one comes low and hits you straight in the gut. And you can feel your patron's hands move. It breaks through, and I believe you said you had 7 temporary hit points?
Yes, so those are broken out.
And you take 4 points of damage as it breaks into the hands, and you can see the broken, shattered bones as your patron hands move back. The temporary hit points dissipate, but the form remains.
I count that as a bonus action heal. That was preventative stuff, you know? I'll take it.
Hey, 11 points of damage is a lot for the caster. So
Yeah,
reducing down to 4 is great. But that is going to be its turn as it tries to barrel down towards Alder. Comes back to you, Virgil.
All right. How far away is it?
So move 40
I'm at
feet.
the mirror.
So you moved 40 feet. So it is. It's 10 feet away from you. It's a perfect 30 feet from you.
Oh, okay.
And I would say since Jove is assisting you on this one, you don't have to roll disadvantage. You don't have to avert your eyes because Jove is going to guide your strike.
Then yeah, I'll run up to it and go at it. I've seen it. Have I seen its form in the mirror? Yeah, I did. Okay. Would it seem like bludgeoning would be a better choice than?
You've seen its form. You feel that it is. It doesn't matter what type of damage you do. You need to hit the weak points. That if you hit it, doesn't matter what weapon you use. If you don't hit the weak points, you likely won't do damage. So
Okay.
it's a free reign. Unlike like the skeletal bowls or the likes. Your experience, you'd probably lean into the bludgeoning weapon as you typically do. But the important one, because from your former strikes, is doesn't matter what type of damage it is, it's got to be in the weak points.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll switch to my warhammer
Absolutely.
and smack it.
Go for it.
23.
23. That'll hit.
And then I'm going to do a maneuvering strike for Alder. So keep guiding him, buddy. I think this is a good plan. And I do. Oh, another good roll. 15 bludgeoning.
15 bludgeoning. Yes, with Joe's guidance, you strike true, and you can hear when you make contact the breaking of those small mirrors as your hit connects for damage. What's your... So you've got the 16, so you have a +6 to your rolls, correct?
Correct.
And what was the total of your last one? Did you roll a 19? Or an 18?
My last what?
Your last attack roll. What was the base number?
The one that hit or the
Yes.
one that missed?
The one that
the
hit.
last one that I hit. I don't remember. I was fairly confident in it hitting though.
Okay. Let me know what the base number is on it before you add. Or quite frankly, if it's a 19, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was definitely, the base was not 19.
Perfect. Gotcha. Continue on.
I'm pretty sure. I would have remembered that. Okay. Then
Yes, you said
Alder, you can
23,
use
so
your
it must have been
reaction.
17.
Okay. Alder, do you use your reaction?
Yes. Alder will use his reaction to move. As he does so, if you allow, he will also shout out, "Careful, the sigil's still on the floor." As he did not have that in his hand. I do not imagine he could do that to cast Eldritch Blast. So I had dropped it. So I don't think I could just pick it up.
Correctamundo.
Yes. So it is there at the entrance right now, and he will move 15 feet out of away from the entrance into, I believe, I don't know where that would be specifically on the map.
If we look into the map, because you are right at the entrance, right there.
Yes.
So we'll
I'd be
say...
in 3 then now, right?
Yes, you would be in 3, so that'd be 5, 10. So yeah, you could get to. Remember when you were ducking those fights with the were-rat and everything?
Yep.
You're back in
Yep.
that corner.
It's my
Familiar
corner.
thing.
It's where I belong.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
That's being in the corner.
Yes, Alder, you successfully move and continue to kite this creature.
Then I will get on the side of it that, so I'll get in between it and the sigil
Perfect.
and swing again
Go for it.
at regular.
I feel like
That
I'm
is-
kiting a horror boss right now or something. Like it's amnesia. You know?
Yeah. That's 13 up to 19.
That'll hit.
Okay. And then I think I'm going to save my priority dice here. And just do 9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning. Yeah, it goes through, and once again, you can hear the sound of these small mirrors shattering.
Nice. And then I'm going to attempt to push it away with my horns again, so it needs to make another strength save.
Strength save. All right. It's not terrible at this. Yeah, that's an unnatural 20.
Okay. Then that is my turn.
Beautiful. We go down to the bottom. Okay. Alder, you've moved out of the room. You cheeky, cheeky bastard. You goon. So instead... Let me check something real quick. What's the range of this? How much feet do I got? Oh, 120. Okay, okay. There's that. Then, just so I'm being fair to myself. How much does that have? Oh, yeah, you're still within range. All right. Alder, I need you to make a strength check.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? 19.
Holy shit!
I rolled
You-
a 19.
You beat the contest! Alder, you feel something as you're exiting out. You can still see one of the large mirrors from kind of where you're at. And there is a shifting inside of the mirror for a moment. A dark silhouettes for just a moment, and you see it reach out towards you. You feel this grip on your body, as if a large hand has gripped around your entire chest and begins to drag you back into the room. You reach out your arms, grab onto that corner of the wall that you've been holding on to, put all of your strength into it, and resist being thrown 30 feet back into the room. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. We love to see it. All
The
right, then.
dice gave me that one, I don't know what to say.
You win the contest. Well fucking done, wizard. All right. Back to Jove.
Yeah, I think he's gonna continue to be the guiding eyes for Virgil here. It seems to be like a good little system we've got.
Absolutely. Since you've passed the check on this one, you'll forfeit your action to help Virgil. But yeah, you can continue to assist him with the strikes.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. So Jove, you continue to look at the mirrors and... Actually, Jove, give me a perception check as you do.
Sure. That is a 17.
A 17. As you look at this mirror, then you start looking down to look off of the other mirrors as this creature has moved away from you quite some ways. And you see in the mirror, it's the one closest to the entrance on the north side. You see that shadowy visage that Alder briefly saw, not that you would know on it, and you see it's almost dancing behind, reaching out towards the entrance to where Alder has run. There is something jumping from mirror to mirror, assisting this construct.
Hate that, but we'll keep that in mind.
Indeed. We'll drop down to... any movement from you, Jove?
I mean, I guess if it makes sense for Jove to, like, move, like, for the practicality's sake, to get closer to a different mirror to kind of be a better set of eyes, get a better angle on it, he would do that.
Yeah, I'd say you'd want to move like the better part of 20 feet, and we'll say as you move that 20 feet to keep since the construct is trying to get to Alder, it's moved away from this big mirror in the back, and then you've got Virgil there, of course. You move 20 feet to keep your eye to move towards the next couple mirrors, and that's where you see the silhouette still there, like a awful outreached hand in shattered mirror reaching towards Alder. You can see that same dark energy that has infused some of the corpses of the manor in that mirror. And as you look to it, seeing the reflection of the construct and this thing, it looks to you as well.
Oh god.
It's there. Be mindful of peering into the abyss, lest the abyss peer into you. But yeah, you move to get a more advantageous sight of the creature's weak spots. Alder, your move.
Okay. I know I'm here in the corner. Is the creature that was coming after me, is it also at the doorway? Like, could I see it, or is it out of sight at this point?
You'd have to get back into the doorway to see it. You could see, probably the reflection off of the mirror, but where you're at has given you coverage away from the creature, but you don't have good line of sight on it. You do, however, have good line of sight on one of the mirrors, though.
Oh. What can I see from the mirror?
Give me a perception check.
Will do. For perception, that's a 17.
17, you see exactly what Joe sees. You see that silhouetted creature in it. Its hand reached out to you, but as you're looking at it, its head turns to look at Jove. You have a clear shot of it. It seems to be contained within the mirror.
He's gonna try and take a shot at this thing with
Go-
an Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, go ahead and roll regular shot.
Yeah. Let's see. So that is an 18 on the first.
That'll hit.
and a 17.
That'll hit.
Beautiful. Okay, roll. Got my 2d10. Nice. That's gonna be 15 force damage as he aims dead on for whatever this creature is at the in the mirror, and we'll see what happens.
You strike at the mirror, both shots finding purchase into it, and the mirror shatters and breaks. And I'll say Jove and Alder, the silhouetted visage disappears as the mirror breaks and falls to the ground. And Jove, you see that silhouette jumps to the mirror across from it. No longer being able to stay in that mirror. It can no longer see Alder.
It is fucking Centerfold from JoJo.
I knew somebody would put these pieces together.
It's literally fucking. It's literally when they fight the Centerfolded horse. You get a +1.
Thank you. DM gets the +1. Sick.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, that's all for Alder. He will stay there, cause yeah, if I can't see anything else, I can't cast text. So we'll just stay there for now.
Perfect. You got it. That drops us down to said construct. Virgil, you're right there, and you actually got 2 really good hits off on it. So it's gonna try to hit you, or at least attempt to. First strike. That's an 11. Second strike. That's an 8. As it swings wildly at you, its arms striking into the ground, missing you as you weave through its attacks. You can see the fine carpet that kind of lines this art gallery is shredded and torn up as the hundreds of interconnected mirrors slash through the grounds. But you are, for being so big, you're pretty light on your feet, and you're able to dodge all of those attacks, Virgil. Which brings us to Virgil.
That's the me one.
That is the you one.
I am gonna smack it.
Go ahead. Jove is giving you guidance, so just roll regular.
11 up to 17
Hit.
for 5 bludgeoning,
5 bludgeoning. You got it.
and I go again. 11 up to 17,
That'll hit.
5 bludgeoning.
Okay. Play that song one more time.
And then it didn't move, did it?
No. It stood and started biting you as Alder escapes the room.
I'm still in between it and the sigil, so I'm going to attempt to push it again with my bonus action.
All right. Let's see if you can shove it back. Yeah, that's a natural 19 for 22.
Yep, and that's my turn.
All right. And Job, since you're looking at its form off the reflection of the mirrors, you can see with that second strike, some of the mirror-like chains holding it together begin to break. Some more and more of the mirror pieces are starting to fall to the ground with this tink noise, but Virgil, you see it start to bleed profusely from your strikes. That brings it down to the end of initiative. Jove, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
It's the enemy stand, Joe.
A 12.
A 12. What is the D? What's the DC on this? You son of a bitch meets beats as
I have flat rolls on whiz saves too, so it's always just like I'm fucked.
So Jove, you see that as the silhouette moves from one mirror to the next, and peers to you, no longer able to see Alder, it sends almost this flurry of mirror-like shards from the mirror. They revolve around your head, and you feel this cacophony of breaking glasses of mirror. It is trying to dig into your mind, to bend you to its will. But you are stalwart in your mind's eye, and you are able to resist. All right, that's its turn. We go back to the top to Jove.
Yeah, he's going to use his action to do the help action again, but he'll yell out, "There's something jumping from mirror to mirror. Start breaking them, Alder."
You yell that on out, and I will say, since the manor is silent as the grave, although your passive perception, you can hear Jove yell this out, as the only noise has been your combat and the sound of breaking mirrors. All right, we move down to Alder.
Alrighty. Hearing that, and Alder also seeing some of that firsthand, he's gonna head back to the entrance here, and he'll take a blast at. I don't know exactly how you want to use the mirrors. Like if I would just attack like a 5x5 square of the mirror, or if there's like specific locations to aim at, how would that work here?
It's a big 10-foot wide mirror. It's, I would say, after watching your first strike against the mirrors, it seems unimportant where you hit the mirror as long as you are
Just
hitting
as
the
you
mirror.
hit it.
Yes, they're big giant mirrors, and your force damage seems particularly effective, both against the construct and against these mirrors.
He will take. He will once again do an Eldritch Blast then on this.
Yeah, there is, since you're at the entranceway, and let's say you come back in so you can see, there's the mirror at the far back that the construct stepped out of. There's one more mirror to the north, and then 2 mirrors to the south, since you have a range of 120 feet. You tell me which one you want. And if I were to put them on a clock, there's one at, we'll say, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. And you've destroyed the one at 11 o'clock.
Okay, he'll attack the ones closest to him then, so the 5 and 7.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and give me attack on each.
Okay, that's a 25 on the first one, and a 9 on the second.
The 9 does not hit, but the 25 does. Go ahead and roll damage. Which one do you want that to be? The 5 or the 7? I'll let you pick.
Let's say the 7.
7,
Yes,
you got it. The closest one to you.
Yes.
The one that, funnily enough, has the silhouette in it right now.
7 it is. So that is for 2 force damage.
2 force damage. Yeah, the blast strikes the mirror right where the silhouette is, and you can see it begins to crack. It doesn't shatter completely like the first mirror. Your other shot goes wide and blows apart one of the glass cases, and you can see the silhouette turns to you. Its shadowed figure cracks and fractured as it is reflected off of the mirror. Anything else from me, Alder?
I think that is all for now. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Then takes us to the construct. It is going to attempt to head towards Alder.
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah, let's see it.
12.
12? 12 will not do. But it will leave you a parting gift with a strike on you, Virgil, as it swings a massive backhand towards you. Nope, that's not going to do. That's only a 14. heads to you, Older, and tries to bring one of these down. That's only a 12.
Does not hit. The major armor bounces that baby back off.
Absolutely, and you see that your mage armor in this form, the charcoal is almost pulled away and replaced with almost cracked amber light. And as it goes to strike on you, you can almost feel you can feel almost the evening glory's hands push it to the side effortlessly as the shredding large hand gets thrown into the archway of the door, and you can see it slashes completely through.
I love the idea of that as I'm staring at it with like that skull visage. Like, yeah, this is good.
Very much so. All right, Virgil.
Yeah. Well, since it left me, do I just go start breaking mirrors?
You tell me, Boss Hog.
Um. mm, Yeah, let's. How far away are all the mirrors from myself and each other?
From yourself, the one that Alder's already taken a strike at is like 10 feet away. The other one on the south would be 20 feet away. The one on the north would also be 20 feet away. The farthest one away from you at the very end of the hall is probably about 40 feet away.
Okay. Um. I'm going to go to the one that Alder attacked. Is that broken already?
It has, you can see where his Eldritch Blast has struck it and cracked part of it, but it has not shattered completely.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the closest one that's not that one.
Yeah, I would say they're both kind of equal distance. Do you want the one on the south or the one on the north? The choice is yours.
Whichever one has more mirrors close to it.
I would say the one on the south then.
Okay.
Go ahead and make
And
an
I
attack.
swing my hammer.
Gotcha.
Oh, sure. Now you do that. That's a nat 20.
All right, go ahead and deal that max damage plus the roll.
Oh, and I rolled max on the damage side too.
Oh my god, shatter this thing.
19 bludgeoning.
And as like you pulled it out of the air, you shatter the mirror completely as it rains down bits of broken glass.
I go to the next one.
Absolutely, you want to go to the one on the north?
Whatever's closest.
Yeah, you head there with the last 10 feet of your movement, get across the room. 'Cause it's a pretty narrow room. It's just really long. Go ahead and make another strike against the mirror at 1 o'clock.
Are you eating my asshole? That's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Mirror hater, Virgil.
Oh, and almost max on the damage. This time it's only 18 bludgeoning.
Jesus.
Yeah, you see Virgil runs to each mirror, one on the north, one on the south, and with a single strike to each, shatters both mirrors, leaving only the mirror at the very end of the hall and the mirror at the 7 o'clock position left.
All right. And then I'm going to action surge. And I know what you're saying. Mikey, action surge doesn't get you your movement back. You're an idiot. I'm going to action to dash. And dash to another mirror.
Absolutely.
And then my Minotaur racial feat kicks in, called Goring Rush. Immediately after you use your dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet, you can make one melee action with your one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action.
Well, then the question is, do you want the mirror at the very back, or do you want to get the one that Alder's already damaged? Choice is yours. You have enough movement for both.
How many are left?
There's only two. Just the two left.
Okay. Then, because I know my horns are a little bit weaker than my other weapon. Actually, it's not that bad. Yeah, we'll go for the one that Alder's damaged though.
Yeah. and then he puts his horns down and runs to the last one. Go ahead and make your strike.
That is a 15.
15 will hit.
4, not a D8. Horns are a D6. Max 9 piercing.
Yes, with the damage done by Older, and then finished off with your horns, the mirror shatters, and the silhouettes moves to the only remaining mirror.
I'm running through here like a bull in a mirror maze.
It's a heavy nose breathe. All right, there's only the last mirror at the very end of the gallery.
And that is my turn.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, I used a dash. I used all my movement. How far was it from my last mirror to this one?
The last mirror from this one is, let's see, so it's 30 feet away from where you're at now.
Oh, so yeah, that would have used all my dash. No, the last one that I broke.
Oh,
This one.
the last one, that would be, so it's across 10 and then another 10, so 20 feet away. So you got 10 feet of movement left.
Okay, I'll move 10 feet towards the construct.
Gotcha. That brings us to the bottom of initiative. What do I do here? What can I see? All right, Jove. I'm going to need you to make a strength check.
A strength save or just strength?
A strength check. A contested strength check. You need to beat a 22.
Oh boy, can I nat 20, motherfucker?
What is happening to my encounters? Jove, you have almost the same exact experience as the silhouette manifests in the last remaining mirror. A hand stretches out towards you. You feel like a large hand shove you forward, trying to throw you into Virgil, to throw you away from this last remaining mirror. But you dig your heels into the carpet, push your back into it, and are able to resist my 22 on that one. Well done. Back to the top. It is now you, Jove.
So, just to be 100% clear, the only way that I'm seeing these weak spots in this golem construct thing is by looking through this mirror, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
And there's only one mirror left.
Only one mirror left. He is going to yell out, keep that last mirror up. I need it to see the weak spots. And we'll use the help action to call out the weak spots on the boy for Verge.
Very astute, Jove. Indeed. You use your action to help and focus your attention on the mirror. You'll have to turn around, of course, and leave your back towards the construct, but with the last mirror, you are now looking eye to eye with this dark silhouetted figure that has a hand stretched out towards you. You can see the mirror almost bending, like it's a plane of like heated plastic, like it's pushing forward, and you can see the refraction stretching as it's almost trying to push out from the mirror to grab you. All right, that drops us down to Alder. Alder, you are face to face with this construct once again.
Well, there's no difference between closing my eyes and shooting you point blank, friend. So we will go ahead and we will burn our warlock spell slot here, as once again that amber ring takes a form around this construct's neck. As Alder holds out his hand, eyes closed, and will make 2 attacks here with Eldritch Blast.
Absolutely, make it with disadvantage
Of course.
for any number of reasons in this moment.
Yep. Okay, so it's a 12 on the first one.
Miss.
See? I lost the nat 20. That sucks. But that is a normal 20.
A normal 20 will hit. Go ahead. What's the
I can't
damage?
believe I'd rolled a normal 20 and a nat 20 on that shit. Alrighty. So that is going to be 2 force damage.
All right.
Oh, wait, and then also, of course, necrotic damage. So 2 necrotic as well. 2 force, 2 necrotic.
For a total of 6 damage. As more and more of the bits of mirror begin to break away, Jove, you can watch in the mirror as that amber ring clamps itself around the neck and almost pulsates with that amber light as one of older strikes blasts it. You can see it's kind of like Divergent Fist for Yuji. There's the first strike of the Eldritch Blast, and then a second strike as the ring almost constricts for a moment, and you can see bits of that amber energy breaking the mirrors around its neck, big air quotes.
Oh, also, I forgot to call it out, but I will say for the construct, I will give a disadvantage on strength skills.
On strength checks, you got it.
Not checks, skills.
Skills.
Or checks, you're right. It's
It's
not saves. That's what it was.
6 in one hand,
Check,
half
not
dozen the other.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
I'm ready for your hexes now. I've prepared myself. All right.
That's it.
Then it is back to as a construct. Alder, you're right here.
Yep, I'm finally here.
Yeah, you're taking 2. One is a 21. The second is a 25.
Both hit.
And Alder, you are about to receive some damage.
Yeah.
12 slashing for the first.
Okay.
17 slashing for the second.
For 29 total, yeah.
This time, your patron and your armor are not enough as it brings both hands together in almost this awful bear hug, and you feel your body like a hug from a cheese grater. You just feel these thousands of small shards of broken mirrors and glass shred across your body. Go ahead, you need to make 2 concentration checks for Hex, both DC 10.
Let's see here.
Why can't I have these rolls on the fighter or the barb? It's
Is
always the wizard.
save. Second, just barely saved with an 11. So we do maintain concentration.
Yeah, there is a flicker in the amber ring around the neck of this creature, twice with each surge of damage, but it stops flickering. That static amber light returns once more as it glows around the neck of this creature. Dropping us down to Verge.
Got me mid bite.
Like the waiter asking you, "Hey, is everything all right here? Did you need anything while I'm up?" Right as you take a bite of food.
Worst part is it was a piece of meat, and it was like the one piece of meat in the whole thing that had like some fatty strings, so I couldn't just like take a bite. I had to like actually push it off with my lips. I was like, "Come on!" All right.
And then
Here I am.
once again,
I'm tolerating into pieces. Yeah.
it's a good
We
group.
both went there.
Yeah, we know where we're going.
I'm gonna go to the construct and attempt to smack it.
Go for it. Roll normally. Same exact deal as last time.
Yep. 15 to 21.
Hit.
And I'm going to expend a maneuvering strike. Oh! I'm just rolling hot tonight for damage. That's 19 bludgeoning.
Sheesh.
I say, keep going, buddy. To Alder.
Okay.
So you can use your reaction if you choose.
Um, can I leave the room again?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. We're barely up again, so you know, we'll go back out.
We're so back.
No, we're it's over. It's over in the room, but we're so back in my corner.
It's Gojover.
Nah, I'd win.
So I go again.
Stand proud. You are strong. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that one is only a 9.
9? That one's not gonna do.
But my reassuring words of "keep going, buddy," do manage to give. Do manage to give. How many? Give Alder 5 temp HP as I also expend a rally
Thank you.
maneuver rally superiority die.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated.
And then I will use whatever movement I have left. How far away was I from the construct before that? Because I'd moved 10 feet towards it from the mirror last round.
Yeah, so 10 feet or anywhere at that last one there. So you only need to move 10 feet to get
Okay.
up to it.
So I'll use the rest of the movement on my turn to just wrap around it so I'm in between it and Alder as best I can.
Yeah, go ahead and...
Or actually, for Sentinel, it's better to position on the opposite side of it.
Yeah, so you want to stand and deliver?
Yep.
Heard. All right, it is now Silhouette's turn. Has been able to move you. What else do I got still left in there? You're right there. You have your 20 feet back. That's the range on this one. It's got a few tricks left. Cube, so if you're there. No, not today. All right. Jove, I'm gonna need you to make that contested strength check once again.
All right, let's see if magic. Oh no, that's a 15 this time.
And I rolled a natural 2. You are able to resist the movement once more.
Okay.
Expecting it now this second time as that hand pushes through, trying to break from the mirror. You feel that surge of dark energy try to shove you and throw you 30 feet through the room. But now you are more than prepared for it. So you get low, use that low center of gravity, dig your heels into the carpet once more, and resist. Back to the top with Jove.
Yeah, he's going to be the guiding eyes for Virgil here. Continue to be the reconnaissance here.
Heard.
Use that help action. Stare down this creepy shadow thing.
Moves us down to Alder.
Okay. I'm back here, away from it. I don't imagine I can see it again.
You can see the construct for sure.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you stepped just enough into the room for it to be able to see and make your strikes, and then backed out. It came all the way there, so you still have eyes on it, and vice
Gotcha.
versa.
Um.
Yeah, this is a large construct. It takes up a whole lot of space.
Gotcha. He will. Great. He has eyes on it. Now he must not have eyes on it as he takes Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
Disadvantage. That is brought down to a 10 on the first.
Miss.
And that's already gonna miss. Yep, that's only a 12 on the second one.
Yeah, you avert your eyes, and poof, poof, that amber energy strikes into the door frames, poof, poof, blowing out chunks of gross of the
Ew.
the now dilapidated and decaying wood.
Yeah.
There's now the construct. Yeah, it's gonna attempt to get out and head towards the Vizard.
This time I'm gonna hit.
Let's see.
Maybe 17.
17 will hit. Reduces its movement to 0.
Ooh, thank you. I would have died.
And
Again.
Yep.
and 5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning, you got it. And then, well, with no other options, gonna try to strike you, Virgil, instead.
It can try a lot of things apparently.
Yeah, that's a 15 on the first. That's not gonna do. The second one is an unnatural 20.
That does barely hit.
Hey, finally! Finally!
You're lucky I don't have haste or shield.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm taking my W's as I can. Not great damage, though. That is only going to be 9 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
Alright, and then down... now it is Virgil's turn, as you have it locked in place.
Yeah. I'm gonna smack it.
Let's see it.
13.
13 will not do.
Okay, I try again. 13 up to 19.
That will do.
Yeah. 6 bludgeoning.
With that one, Job, you can see that there's really only one band of these mirror-like chains holding this construct together. You can see to you, Alder and Virgil, this thing looks like it is bleeding profusely. It is cut up. You can see as this fight has gone on, its form keeps taking in more of your own form when you look at it. Huge parts of its skin are red and seem to protrude through with bits of bone. You can see a horn seems to be growing out from like arms and from the sides of one mouth. Fur, black miniature fur sprouts in some areas in brown tufts of halfling-like hair. Sprout from other places. And now when you look into the face, Joe, of course, you've been looking through the mirror, so it still just looks like the construct. But to Virgin Alder, when you're looking towards the face of this, it is a trifecta of each one of your companion's face. Part Virgil, part Jove, part Alder, all twisted into an agonizing, curdling scowl. Split right down the, split like a peace sign as the stitches have now moved, and as it breaks through, it opens up and you can see even more faces bloodied and pushing through. Much like if anybody has watched Devilman Crybaby, if you know the airport devil I'm talking about, very much like that. If you get that reference, awesome. If not, I totally get it. If you're trying to suffer, chat, go watch Devilman Crybaby. Not for the faint of heart, not a fun time. There is not happiness to find you, but it is beautifully animated and quite a story to tell. But that takes us to the bottom of initiative. All right, it's going to try one more time on you, Jove, in this battle of wills. Yep.
Can
Go
you
ahead
give me
and
one more?
all right, you
Low to
need
the ground.
to beat a 21.
Not this time, Cap. Only a 14.
Finally! All right, you are thrown across the room into Virgil. You're pretty hefty on this one, and you're going straight into the back. So, really, it's. Let me have Jove. You're gonna take the damage no matter what because you failed. Virgil, give me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
15. That'll do. You'll take half damage on this as Jove is thrown violently into your back. Jove, you are going to take... Roll like garbage. you're going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And Virgil, since I'm the DM, I round up, you're going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Gotcha.
All right, back to the top with Jove, as you are now back to back with Virgil.
Yeah, he's going to know that we're on that final link, as it were, for this creature. So even if he has to take another toss, he's gonna get back up and get closer to the mirror and once again be the eyes in the sky for Virgil.
You got it, Alder. Your move.
All right. So I could still see him from there, obviously, right?
Yes, it was
He did not
unable to
because
move.
He was unable to. Yes.
You got it.
Alrighty. Let's try again. Disadvantage. Okay, that's an 18 on the first one.
That'll hit.
And then only a 9 on the second.
That will not hit.
Okay, roll it. Beautiful, there we go. That's the 10 force damage there and 2 necrotic.
How do you want to do this?
Ah!
As the force damage doubles, making the whole strike over 20.
I mean, I imagine, like, since we've got, like, kind of, like, the glowing light skeleton look, there isn't really, like, eyes that you can necessarily see that are closing here. So I think almost like as he's focusing on this, the whole visage just becomes a clear amber light. And he just shoots almost like his entire form forward. Like it's not a blast, it's just his entire being projected out into this thing as it just slams through it.
Like a silhouette, it moves forward. And you see the visage of your patron trail behind it. And with its own awful hug, her arms stretch out in that amber light, collapse around the construct, and with a squeeze as it bursts, as the energy doesn't dissipate, but returns back to you, Alder, and you feel those same cold hands wrap around you from behind in an embrace. The construct is no more.
Beautiful. He will call out, construct down, get that mirror now. And that'll be all.
All right, Virgil.
I get the mirror.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll for attack.
Hiya. 21.
That'll hit.
Hiya. Another 5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning. You make a big crack in it. You can see that shadowed silhouette figure's image start to refract and bend, but it's not destroyed yet.
Dude can. That's only 9.
That's not going to do.
Okay.
Brings us down.
I will bonus action second wind.
Heard. That brings us to the bottom of the initiative. I need Virgil and Joe both to make wisdom saving throws.
Four.
Fail.
Luckily, the last feat that I got increased my wisdom by 1 and gave me what's the word? Proficiency in wisdom saving throws. So that way I wasn't as garbage at them. It's not going to do great though. 10.
That's another fail. You are both on this fail. The cracks in the mirror extend out and begin to twist into swirl in this mesmerizing, hypnotic pattern. You are both incapacitated and have a speed of 0.
Oh.
We go to the top. Jove, You're incapacitated and have a speed of 0,
Yaw.
which I believe is the entirety of your turn, which then drops us down to Alder.
All right. Alder will re-enter the room here.
And as you do, you see both of your companions, their weapons hanging limply in their grasp. They both seem transfixed by this mirror, not moving forward. Virgil's right in front of it, with Jove only a number of feet behind him, as they both stare, their weapons hanging limply at their sides, barely held in their hands as they stand transfixed in silence.
If you will allow it, he'll stare at the mirror, and then within the mirror, he'll just kind of project. I don't know if you could do it inside, but perhaps on the outside, he'll have that ring around the figure, hovering in front of it as it takes his hex. And we'll go ahead and make 2 attacks here with the Eldritch Blast.
Go ahead, roll normally. You're well within range.
Okay, it's 25 on the first hit.
That'll hit.
And a 19.
That'll hit. Roll me the damage.
Will do. That is going to be... Oh, I rolled a d8 on one of these. I'm sorry, let me... that. That was my mistake. Where did my d10 go? There it is.
Say okay.
Okay. So that is going to be 14 force damage and 6 necrotic damage.
You send forth both of these Eldritch blasts and long arms. Very much, I love the aesthetic of Yuta Otsuki and Rika. So 2 large skeletal hands reach all the way across the room, grip the sides of the mirror, and with that amber band that spreads until it encircles the entirety of the silhouette, the hands crush, and the mirror shatters. The illusion is broken. The mirror falls, and your party members are no longer incapacitated as the hypnotic pattern breaks. We are out of initiative.
I love the idea of Form of Dread turning my Eldritch Blast into a stand. Thank you. I will keep that in mind going forward on skills.
You know my love of flavor, my deep love of various animes, and boy, if I can combine JoJo's and Jujutsu Kaisen into a single being, you bet your sweet Murphy I am. But yes, as the glass shatters and falls to the ground, Virgil and Jove, you blink as you now stand in the now mirrorless room. Bits of broken mirror, the illusion on the construct broken, as it's almost, there's so much broken mirror here, it's almost like walking through sharpened sand, as the room is covered in broken glass and mirror. Most of the nice art pieces and displays are damaged beyond repair. You can see dents and the other sigils from wayward Eldritch blast shots, and the large scrapes and tearing of the carpet from this creature. But the manor once again goes silent.
I knew I had a bad feeling about this room.
Yeah. Hell of a fight just to get a sigil out of here. I don't know about y'all, but that hurt.
That hurt me too. But, you know, if this truly is the key to their treasure, or whatever the hell that means, it doesn't surprise me that it's so well fortified.
Yeah, well, let's hope the rest of this place is kind to us now that we got what we got out of here.
Everybody go ahead and make me a perception check.
Passive 12.
Passive 14.
Passive 13.
13, passive 14. You listen around the manor, seeing if you can hear any extra noises, any incoming adversaries. Um, and ever so slightly, you can hear that same sort of scream emanate out towards the hedge maze. But the rest of the manor is still silent.
Have we picked up the sigil that was tossed on the ground?
It's right outside. We picked it up. We brought it, or I brought it to like the entrance. So it's like
Okay,
right.
cool.
Yeah. As far as I know, nobody else or the construct didn't pick it up after that. Correct, DM?
No, it did
Yeah.
not.
So yeah. So it should still be intact at the front entrance though.
And as you go over towards the front entrance, you can see that the sigil is still very much intact, exactly where you threw it to the ground during your combat. The 7 ravens with golden eyes stare back at you, all in one piece.
Well, Alder, you look pretty, well, worse for wear here.
I hate to slow us down, but use a break if you guys think we got it.
Well, if this was just, what's guarding the key, can't imagine what's, guarding the actual treasure or what have you. Probably gonna be some horrors worse than this.
Some what now?
After you ate at her own place, Jesus.
I guess all I'm saying is maybe it's not a bad idea to go in,
If this
sit
is
down for a second, patch ourselves up, and let the boy know that we're gonna be heading outside.
yeah, and he could come out and take a seat for a second, I guess. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, if that's our last push out there in the maze, I wouldn't mind being able to stand up my feet for a little bit longer. Just
Yeah.
gotta patch myself up. I'll do the best I can.
Because I don't think there's any unexplored rooms, right? At least on this bottom floor.
Um, not particularly. You know that there was an herb garden out in the back, heading towards the kitchen. Um, there was another salon with the door open that looks like it's been pretty damaged through the various party guests and house members tearing into each other. But I'd say you're feeling pretty confident that you've explored the best parts of the manor. You know that there is a second floor, but it looks precarious, to say the best. The stairs are untrustworthy. It shows some very strong signs of neglect, and you would be worried that the floor might give out on you, especially Jove and Virgil with your heavy bodies. You doubt that you would be able to make it up the stairs without breaking them.
Well, then, yeah, I'd sure like to get myself in tip-top shape before this last push too. So, and Alder, I don't think you can take much more. So, if we can spare the time, I think we should do it.
Absolutely. Do you guys head back to the library?
Yeah.
Refortify. You check in on Luca. He has not opened the armoire and has not made a single peep.
Nuanced.
Hi.
Hey, how did it go in there? It seemed like you weren't screaming. I didn't hear you at least, so
Moo,
I
no,
think I think you did a great job.
no, I found all these old coats, and I covered myself in them, 'cause it's cold. And you look in, and he has made like a little den in there, and taken all the coats and jackets, and he comes out, and he's got like 6 or 7 just like regular people size coats, like all bundled together around himself. None of them fit his body even close on that one, so he's just kind of all holding them together in his big hands. And so he gets out in this kind of mismatch, and they're all what once were probably fine clothes, nice cloaks, and the likes are, you know, old, dust covered, thin in some places as he's got them all bundled out. But are you guys okay?
I mean, does it look like we're not?
And then he looks over to Alder. No. No, you hurt. Are you okay?
I'll be fine, buddy. Took some rough scratches, but just gotta lick my wounds.
And he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a potato. Here you go.
Uh, Thanks. I'll really give me back some stamina. Thank you.
You're welcome. And he puts a pat you on the shoulder.
Ow, ow. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
easy, bud.
oh, sorry. Sorry.
Uh-huh. He just puts the potato into his pouch. He does not eat it. He just
Go ahead and
puts it away.
add 1 potato into your inventory.
One
Like a
potato.
potato.
A room temperature, which means slightly cold potato. Well, it's been up in his pack, so we'll say a body warm temperature potato into your pack. Go ahead. You take your second short rest after that fight. I have it written down. Let's see. I believe that's used your Warlock and 2 of your Wizard hit die last time. Alder, Jove, you used 2 of yours, and Virgil, you used 5 of yours.
This is correct. So I have 3 wizard hit die.
Absolutely. I'll assume you use all 3 of them.
I sure will. I will roll 3d6 right now.
I used my last one.
Heard.
Now I'm 3 away from max.
Gotcha.
I used 3 and got back up to max.
Heard.
Okay. So that puts me then now, because I had 8. That puts me at 2, or no. Because that was 6. No, 18. I'm sorry. I can't do math right now. I'm at 26 HP.
26. And what's your hit point max? Is it 34?
41.
41? Okay. Absolutely. Definitely damage from that last fight. You all patch yourselves up, some better than others, and prepare to head towards the hedge maze. Luca goes to get back into the armoire once more. Nuance? Again?
Yeah, buddy. We'll say nuance next time.
Okay.
Yeah, doing a good job.
He gets all of his coats and gets back into the armoire and shuts it once more. You hear a slight shuffling of coats and the likes as he settles down back into the armoire once more. I believe that. You head out onto the terrace. See the sprawling hedge maze in front of you, with the crypt somewhere buried deep within. And I will say, since we do have one player not at 100%, I think this is an excellent time to end our session for the evening. And when we return, we will dive into the hedge maze, heading towards the Fedatov family crypt, with the sigil intact and what remains of Lady Fedatov. As you look onto this sprawling hedge maze once more, its topiaries and fun animal carvings to the many shrubberies there have now overgrown. Bits of thorn poke out, claw out, as if looking to very grab you and pull you in. The moon is now completely covered by heavy clouds. As darkness stretches, you can see maybe a good 30, 60 feet before the maze blends into the massive shadows. And with one final let us say goodnight to chat.
Nighty night, chat.
Nighty night, chat.
Unai.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, Ev. Thank you, Tabby. Thank you, everyone else in chat, for being here. We will not be playing next Sunday. We're Americans. We're going to watch the Super Bowl. We're not going to cheer for anybody because we don't want either one of them to win. But we will certainly enjoy the time together, the good food and good company next week. So we will see you all 2 weeks henceforth on February the 18th as we come to the murderous conclusion of the Tempter. Peace in the Middle East. Much love. Until then.